Summary of medical protection exclusions, waiting periods. The insurance contract will not cover hospitalization, surgery, or charges related to issues falling under these categories. 1. Pre-existing illness. This exclusion is effective immediately from the policy's issue date or commencement date, whichever is later. Definition. Any disability or condition that existed before the policy started, and which the insured person had reasonable knowledge of. What constitutes reasonable knowledge? Having received or currently receiving treatment. Having been recommended for medical advice, diagnosis, care, or treatment. Having clear and distinct symptoms that were evident. Its existence would have been obvious to a reasonable person in the circumstances. 2. Specified illness. This exclusion is subject to a waiting period of 120 continuous days, approximately 4 months, from the policy's commencement. Treatment or surgery for these conditions and their related complications will not be covered until the insured has passed this 120-day mark. List of specified illnesses: hypertension, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. All types of tumors, cysts, nodules, and polyps. Stones of the urinary system and biliary system. Diseases of the ear, nose, including sinuses, or throat. Hernias, hemorrhoids, fistulae, hydrocele, and varicocele. Any disease of the reproductive system, including endometriosis. Any disorders of the spine, e.g., slipped disc, or any knee conditions. 3. Congenital and hereditary conditions. There are immediate exclusions for conditions related to birth, medical or physical abnormalities existing at the time of birth, and neonatal abnormalities developing within 6 months of birth. Specific conditions like all types of hernias and epilepsy are excluded, unless caused by trauma after the policy started. Any congenital or hereditary conditions that manifested or were diagnosed before the insured turned 17 years old. Simple advice: insure early and do not surrender. This advice is critical because of the waiting periods and exclusions in every policy. 1. Insure as early as possible when you are healthy. Avoid the pre-existing trap. If you wait until you are sick or have symptoms, the insurance company will call it a pre-existing illness. This means they might never cover that condition. Get insured before you need it. Start the clock. Policies have a 120-day waiting period for common conditions, like tumors, stones, or diabetes. By buying early, you start this clock immediately. Delaying means delaying the day you get full coverage for these issues. 2. Do not surrender your old policy for a new one. You restart everything. Giving up your old policy and buying a new one means you are treated like a brand new applicant. New exclusions. Any condition you developed while covered under the old policy will now be treated as a pre-existing illness by the new policy and might be excluded permanently. Restart the 120 days. You have to serve the 120-day waiting period all over again. Simply put, your old policy is like a seasoned veteran. It has already passed all the tests. A new policy is a rookie. It has to pass the waiting periods from scratch, and it might reject old conditions. Interested in learning more, please leave a message. I will follow up with everyone individually. Thank you.